being fourth of the 6 dungeons of the game. Every other dungeon can't have progression items in them. And already we're splitting up. Map Girl is going to Windfall Island, while wooferzfg is going straight for the Forest Haven. But that's not where he's going. He's going to Cliff Plateau Island. It's a thing a lot of runners are doing currently. It's called Early Cliff Plateau. Because of a glitch in the game, you can actually complete Cliff Plateau without having the leaf. And he's gonna abuse that. Meanwhile, Mad Girl going for a more traditional route, going to see Tingle, which is gonna give him 2 items. Windfall is always a good place to go at first because there's a lot of free items. Easy stuff to get. Meanwhile, Woofer is currently trying to get his storage. That's a glitch, that's frame perfect. You have to pull out the Wind Waker 3 frames before touching the ground. And if you can get storage correctly, then your hitboxes, I mean, will be different. So you will be able to do things that you couldn't do normally. We're gonna have a pretty good example soon. Also, chest storage has that side effect of opening the chest without having the animation for getting an item. But as long as the runner doesn't save and quit before getting to another zone, you should get the item just fine. And Matt Girl getting the cabin indeed. Meanwhile, we saw Woofer opening his menu to see what kind of item he got from storage, and it was a grappling hook. So he doesn't need to get another bit of storage for the next island he's going to. And Mad Girl now activating the side quest for the kids on Winefall. She's gonna play with them. Hide and seek. Meanwhile, we have Woofer doing another glitch yet again. It's a glitch. You can use the grappling hook to phase through walls and just get into that hole. Just get into there. And Woofer getting the Earth God lyric, while Mad Girl is getting the Pharaoh's Pearl from our friend Maggie. So it looks like our 4 dungeons for the day will be Wind Temple, Earth Temple, Forsaken Fortress, and Dragon Roost Island. And then now Woofer is on Windfall Island, while Mad Girl is struggling to catch her first kid. And wooferzfg also getting his Malvin's letter. So currently, Matt Girl has as two pieces of mail she can't use because she doesn't have the delivery bag. In chat, I just saw someone say he could super walk with his grappling hook, but no, we are currently in Wind Waker Rando. Wind Waker Rando is based on the SD version of the Wind Waker, so item sliding is not a thing. It's not a thing yet, at least. And now you're getting a last kid for a Master Sword. The second upgrade we found on Windfall today. There's a lot of Master Swords on that island. And the second reward for getting the kids is a treasure chart, which won't be useful tonight. Because the flag set for the tournament settings are short side quests, puzzle secret caves, dungeons, mail, and also the famous race setting that make it so we won't have to visit every dungeon, because only 4 of them would have the progression items in them. And the last Master Sword upgrade was in the mail! And she took the mail on Windfall, so it counts as Windfall. Or at least I'm gonna say it counts. So we are 7 minutes into the game, and we already have the fully upgraded Master Sword. I gotta say, this is the first time I see this happening. Well, technically, not all 3 were on Windfall, but she opened the mail on Windfall, so I'm gonna say it counts. Of all the seeds I've played, this is the first time I see this happening. Fully upgraded Master Sword on Woodfall. I'm gonna agree with you, chat. It counts. It's a Windfall Master Sword. So everyone has their technique for waiting for Mile. And I gotta say, this is the first time I see this one, phasing halfway through a wall and waiting for her to get here. Just gonna enjoy the waves. Myla walks right by, not noticing someone phasing through a wall. Yes, Metroid 7, this is a sand skin. We have a lot of skins in the Wind Waker Random. Oh, and Myla had the hero's bow. There's a lot of different skins in that we can play as in this game. Just to name a few, there's a new recent edition of the Magnificent Grandma skin. That's not a joke. There's a Grandma skin. We have Link. You can play as Myla if you want. Yeah. There's a lot of things, honestly. There's even a simple flip skin, I think. He doesn't even run that game. So that's something. And now Mad Girl is heading for Paw Print. The usual second destination in an adventure. If I woofer going to turn on the windmill while waiting for Mila. A good time investment. Yes, there is also a Lucario skin. And Mad Girl just getting the bombs just before going into Paw Print. That turns the one item she could get on the island into 3 items she can get. That's a really good thing. I can't tell you why there's a simple flip skin, but there is. Another skin they added recently was the Din's skin. You know, the big orange lady, the goddess. And Mad Girl just got her first bottle. That means she can now go get a fairy and heal Grandma if she wants. Grandma unlocks a piece of mail that could have something very important for the game. And Mad Girl also got Dinsboro. Walker is now talking to this salvage corpse to get his bombs. And the last item on Paw Print is, well, not the last item because we can. Mad Girl doesn't have the grappling hook, so she can't access the last item. There's a 4th item that you can only access in Paw Print with the grappling hook. So since Woofer has it, we're gonna know everything that is in Paw Print right away. And there's gonna be one item that Mad Girl can't get. Mad Girl warping for Modern Child Hall. A good place to get a fairy if you need one. But it's also often a bit of a trolly place to get a fairy. Because I can remember getting water a lot of times while trying that. And the one item Mad Girl didn't get in Paw Print, because she didn't have a grappling hook, ends up being the iron boots. Yes, in the sea, the pearls are useless, but they are nice decoration. Because if someone just got here, the 4 dungeons required for today are Dragon Roost Cavern, Forsaken Fortress, Earth Temple, and Wind Temple. The other dungeons can't have progression items in them, so we're not gonna see them today. benefit of a healing grandma on top of having access to the nice soup she makes is that you can also access a piece of mail that's going to be delivered straight to you no matter where you are. That's a good post service. And in that piece of mail, you could have anything. Something very useful, something useless. We never know. You're also getting a piece of mail from Beetle because it's activated once you get the box. And Woofer heading straight for Dragon Roost Cavern. Here we're gonna find out what Grandma is sending us. Grandma sent us a piece of her heart. A nice gesture. And that girl entering Beetle's shop. And Beetle, great businessman he is selling a silver rupee worth 200 rupees for 20 rupees. What a great salesman he is. And for those wondering, the item Beetle sells is not a progression item, but it's a very nice thing to see. You see. And Woofer seems to be attempting something right now. Not something I've seen before, but I do believe it's totally possible. He's trying to drop the platform with the bow. And he managed to do it. He's also going in that room in reverse, because since he has the bombs, he can break the boulders, break the boards. He doesn't need to go in the right direction. And Woofer getting a second, well, a third small key from Dragon Roost Cavern. Meanwhile, Matt Girl is going to play some basketball soon. I think the only reason Matt Girl bought those rupees was because it was 200 rupees for the price of 20. She couldn't miss that deal. But yes, in this kind of run, money is kind of useless because you need about 55 rupees tops. And you can access everything that way. The biggest spending in the run is the Zunari side quest, where you have to trade a few flowers with a goblin for other flowers, and that's 45 rupees. And then the only spending you have should be for getting pieces of mail sent. But other than that, money is indeed useless. Meanwhile, Woofer trying something I've never seen before in that kind of run. He's pause buffering as this goes up to try and jump, and he cleared that jump. That's honestly the first time I've seen someone do this. But it is Woofer, the winner of the last tournament, so he's always trying something new. Meanwhile, Mag Girl kinda struggling with the Mag Tails. The goal here is to throw them on the switches in the holes surrounded by fire. And Woofer is just saying no to the linearity of that dungeon, going backwards, going into doors that are locked, and getting Nehru's Pearl from it. Yes, it did go through a locked door. It's a thing in that game, if you go through a locked door in reverse, it doesn't take a key from you. But it's the first time I'm seeing this used in a Randomizer run. And that girl getting the Deku Leaf from Bum Island. Yes, the Woofer is currently going through Dragon Roost Cavern backwards. Seems to be getting all the chests. And knowing the guy, it might be just a bit faster than doing the regular way. Otherwise, he wouldn't do it. Meanwhile, Mad Girl heading for Cliff Plateau, I believe. In this kind of randomizer race with the settings we have, usually the run will take between 2 and 3 hours. But since we have Woofer in the room, you might expect a bit less than 2 hours. Earlier today, we even had a 1:35 by Gymnast in a race. In a race this afternoon between him and Reichelt. Both runners took didn't even take 2 hours to complete the game. No, it's not the full game. We're gonna see 4 dungeons tonight. Dragon Roost Cavern, which wooferzfg is doing right now. We also have Forsaken Fortress, the Earth Temple, and the Wind Temple. The other 2 dungeons, Tower of the God and Forsaken Woods, cannot have progression items in them. That's part of the race mode. It makes it so progression items don't appear in 2 dungeons, making the run a little bit faster. And it also makes it so the bosses are holding the track for shards. Which our runners need to complete the game. And Woofer getting a fairy. He's currently trying to get storage, and there's a closed chest right next to him, so I think we're gonna see a big key skip from Dragon Roost Cavern. By getting storage, he changes the hitboxes of his character to be much smaller so he can just slide through the polygons of the game and get through the door. So long story short, Woofer just said no to keys. And Matt Girl now going to Dragon Rule's Cavern also. Meanwhile, Woofer is already on Goma, the boss for Dragon Rule's Cavern. Woofer is done with the first phase of the Goma fight. Now time for the second phase. Because most bosses in Zelda don't have one phase. Gotta say, with the fully upgraded Master Sword, this fight goes much faster. As most battles do, with the fully upgraded Master Sword. And Woofer is done with Goma, so he's gonna get his first Strifer Shard of the day. That's also a thing in our settings. Both runners are starting with 4 out of 8 Strifer Shards, so they only need to get 4 of them, which are located on each of the 4 bosses they will need to fight tonight. Magirl getting a very surprising small key in the first chest of Dragon Rule's Cavern. It's always like that. It was sarcasm. Because the randomizer is well made, so it doesn't let you get soft locked. And Woofer going back in to Dragon Rule's Cavern. Maybe he forgot a little something. Oh yes, I do believe if there's 2 chests he can access still. The one in the mini-boss room. And another one under a bridge. Usually in the vanilla game, you'd be fighting to free Medley, but since Medley is currently waiting for us in the Earth Temple, she's being replaced by a nice chest. My girl going to the dungeon a bit more regularly, and doing the insane skips we saw at the beginning of Woofer's run. And now Woofer is grappling hooking his way to maybe another chest. If some of you guys are wondering why the grappling hook animation goes so fast. That's one of the little tweaks the randomizer does. It cuts the time of a lot of animations, fasten them a little, to make it a faster game overall. It's a few quality of life improvements. A mad girl getting the common melody. An item that is usually extremely useful in Tower of the Gods, but we're not going to Tower of the Gods today. It's still going to be useful in Wind Temple and Earth Temple. We're all praying for Mapgirl Machine right now. It's a good question, which I don't have an answer. I just hope our computer survives. Also, yes, Sans makes some very nice noises. Woofer is going straight to Grandma. Rolling there. Woofer is a good guy too. Gonna heal Zgurm also. Yes, some of the custom models do also have custom voice packs, and Sen's is one of them. Goku also has a fully custom voice pack. Well, I say fully custom, but it's referring to the game, but it's alright. But most characters sadly use the Link voice pack. Sans is all souped up and is going back to Windfall. And Woofer is now mailing some mail. Note that is not mailing the Mountains letter because the Mountains letter needs to be delivered to Maggie herself. For the Moblin's letter, Maggie gives us a bigger wallet. May seem a bit useless in those settings, but no, it actually unlocks a piece of mail that could contain a very important item later. Now Woofer is going to the cafe, I believe. But before going to the cafe, he's getting the town flower because that's a new thing in race mode. But it's actually pretty useful. And I believe Woofer is gonna open some mail right now. First, we have Grandma's letter, which will have a piece of art, as we know. And with the bigger rupee bag, he gets the Rockspire Beetle letter, which gives him the power bracelets. So we can now access our temple. And a third letter with a bottle in it. A message. After a message in a bottle, we have a bottle and a message. And my girl, meanwhile, finding her note to Mom. And Woofer is heading straight from Bum Island. Gonna do some basketball. It's his turn. His Sam's gonna rock the court. Yes, Wolfman, sadly there's no Granny Dorf today. The only thing Grandma had for us was unconditional love and a lot of soup. Yes, it's a very well made bottle. Does every single sound it makes. And Woofer making that island look easy right now. And he gets the first shot. You want my girl getting her Dragon Roost Cavern map? Don't believe she needed it, because I do believe she knows the dungeon pretty well. And now she's getting an orange rupee that she can fit in her wallet. And Sans just got his deck leaf. Since someone in chat is wondering, Granny Dorf is kind of a running joke we have, because the letter from Grandma can possibly have every item in the game, and whenever she has something that's really not supposed to be sent by a Grandma, we say she's Granny Dorf because she has a progression item For example, if Granny sends you the skull hammer, she's Granny Dwarf. If Granny sends you the light arrows, she's Granny Dwarf. And Woofer now trading his Downflower for a Sea Flower, and now trading that Sea Flower for an exotic flower. And that's all we needed from that quest. He can now go back to Windfall and get something for it. Since you guys were wondering about, seems to be, well, I mean wondering, I mean interested by the Sans model, I just pulled a list of all the models we have in the game. Currently there's at model for Tetra, Medley, Sans, Lucario, Fado, Arrow, Goku, a Cheerleader Link model, a Zora Link, a Saria model, a Fox Link, Medley, a Grandma model, a Poor Maggie model, a Din model, and apparently there's even a Snake model. And there's a new one on the list that I didn't see before. Apparently there's a Cass model, the Acrodian bird from Breath of the Wild. Apparently is a model now. There's a lot of models. So many models, and MacGirl decides to stay with the classic Link. It's alright, it's he's the hero of the game after all. And Woofer is now entering her temple. It's a temple that can take a while to do, but with a runner that good, I don't think we're gonna be here for too long. The Mad Girl is now facing Golma. It's the first phase, the phase where you have to make a big rock fall on his head. Someone is asking about the rule set, and I just pulled it out. So in the rule set we're following right now, the race mode, only 4 dungeons are gonna have a progression item in them. And also, we have the dungeons can contain progression item. The short side quests can contain progression items. Free gifts can contain them. Mail also puzzle secret caves, and that's about it. We start with a sword, the swift sail, the Wind Waker, a few songs, but the rest we have to find ourselves. There's also a few convenience tweaks because, like I said, this is based on the SD version of the Wind Waker, but we have the Swift Sail to go faster. Also, all the text boxes are now instantaneous. Like there's no time to load them. We also have the full reveal of the C chart from the beginning, which is just useful. And we are also gonna skip the boss rematches later. And there's also a few warp pods that have been added between some dungeons. So let's say you are in Forbidden Woods, you can take a warp pod that has been added to get straight to, let's say, Dragon Roost Cabin. Matt, you're now getting your first try for Shard. Woofer's kind of making a gamble right now, going into Earth Temple without the mirror shield, so he's gonna have to rely on Medley to open a lot of things he could use. He could open normally with the mirror shield himself. Yeah, right now he's really hoping to find the mirror shield straight into the dungeon. Or maybe he has a plan, because he knows an awful lot of skips in that dungeon, so you never know what he's gonna pull off. I do not believe he can check every chest in the dungeon that way, but he can do a lot in the dungeon without everything. And it's now time to ignore the mini-boss. There's about 3 ways to ignore him here. Since he doesn't have the hookshot, he can't hookshot straight to a torch, but still, he can use proper leaf pumping to get straight up there. And it's just rupees. That's one of the side effects of not having the mirror shield. He couldn't get out of the mini-boss room without safe warping. And I think he decides to leave the dungeon for now, since it doesn't have the mirror shield, which makes it a lot easier to complete the rest. And that girl going back to Windfall. And so is Woofer. My girl seems to be getting her flower or the golden trading side quest. Meanwhile, Woofer is trying to get storage yet again. Because in that game, if you, in the SD version of Wind Waker, if you get storage here and go into the water, well, you gain a lot of speed. And with that speed, you can reach some places, including Forsaken Fortress if you start from Windfall. So we're gonna get to Forsaken Fortress, I believe. So yeah, you don't need a boat if you can just swim there. And now he's in a safe corner where he can get his bread back. He's gonna try to get storage yet again to enter the fortress. Because he may have the bombs to enter, but he doesn't have the boat to shoot them right now. So he needs to glitch his way in. Meanwhile, Matt, you're getting your power bracelets. So yeah, right now Woofer is kind of swimming into the fortress to trigger the Phantom Ganon cutscene, so he warps back right up. So are we gonna play some tennis? Or... And it's now 15:04 for Phantom Ganon. 15. And that's just bad sportsmanship. He doesn't want to play. Yeah, if you don't want to play tennis, just hit your opponent until he stops. I mean, there wasn't even a game. Just a few shots, and then Woofer started to just hit the guy. And Woofer got the hook shot from it. So Woofer is now safe warping out of Forsaken Fortress already. And he's now gonna go to Diamond Step Island, I believe. Because that's the first place you go when you get the hook shot. Diamond Step Island has 2 treasure chests for him, if you chose to go there. Magiro completing the Golden Trait sequence. All the part we need for the Randomizer, at least. Is she gonna go straight back to Windfall? Seems like it. So Diamond Step Island is kind of, let's say, easy to get skips in place. There's multiple ways to do that place. So we're gonna see how Woofer is gonna tackle it. Backflip, uses the leaf to get onto the water pot. while it's still sealed, bombs the other warp pot, gets into it, and he's already at the first chest of the warp pot labyrinth. And he gets the Maggie's ladder for it. Now it jumps on the chest, jumps into the railing, and just floats to the other chest. And he gets the fire and ice arrows from it. So the fire and ice arrows open Needle Rock Island, as well as Fire Mountain and Ice Ring. And you could also light up the lighthouse on Windfall to get the next 2 extra chests. Well, not chests, but 2 extra items. And that girl now buying some pears. A lot of pears. I think she's hungry. And with her going straight for Needle Rock Island, since it's pretty much straight next to it. So the puzzle in that island is that there's 7 torches, I believe, or 6, and he needs to light them up with the fire arrows. You know, Matt Girl is doing a little glitch that is in Wind Waker SD, where you can pause as you drink soup, and you will get switch items, and you will drink the soup without drinking it. And Needle Rock Island add the boomerang for us. The boomerang, which counts as a progression item, but is not entirely necessary. A lot of people skip using it while fighting Puppet Ganon. Now Woofer is gonna mail Maggie's letter. So instead of going inside or doing anything else, just jump slashes right into the Ferris wheel. And you don't need to wait for this. You can just shoot the torch straight through the wall. Walls are optional. Just don't even think of walls. And now on that girl screen, it's time for some seagull flying. And Krabe, add the mirror shield. So now Woofer could go back into our temple and complete it. But I do believe he's gonna do a bit more overwall stuff before. Just a friendly reminder that the postman service in Wind Waker is just phenomenal. Let's remember that we just mailed that thing and he's already out for delivery. So after seeing the postman getting angry, We can just go see him, and he's gonna give us a little something. Not the worst strategy. My girl just used a seagull to get all the birds to go to her, and now she has free reign to activate all the switches. Now for opening the transparent chest and getting the light arrows out of it. So yeah, right now, Woofer is pretty much in go mode. Just needs to complete the 3 last temples. But he has almost everything to defeat Ganon at that point. This is a pretty good seed. We're 1 hour in, and we just have to get the Triforce shards. Woofer going straight back into her temple. He made the most off of the dungeon earlier, but didn't have the mirror shield to complete it. He also dipped into a 4-second fortress earlier and left as soon as he got the hook shot. So now that he has the mirror shield, he can access the lower part of the dungeon, which is where the bust room is located. After a nice bit of music, the door is now open. That girl sailing to Forsaken Fortress right now. And we're now getting more rupees. And duping that soup. Then a reminder that the soup makes you deal twice as much damage against every enemy in the game. And he's using that to clear the room from the Floor Masters. Meanwhile, Mad Girl is gonna fight with our friend Phantom Ganon. By fight, I mean not playing tennis, heading for the wall, and waiting for him to attack her. Now, Woofer is trying to get storage once again. Succeeds. Phantom again just ran away. So Mad Girl's gonna get her hook shot right now. Meanwhile, Woofer is still using his storage to clip to a wall, getting straight to another room. Using the pillar to phase out of the world and get to the back of a door to open it from that side. So like I said, Woofer still has storage, so he's gonna use it to climb right up that wall and clip through another wall and get once again behind the door to open it. He's right between the stone tablet and the wall and the door. Meanwhile, Mad Girl warping towards it. I do believe she's gonna go to Diamond Step Island. And Woofer just saying no to keys tonight. Woofer taking a second to look at the wonderful key bag. He knows what kind of keys he has right now. So yeah, when we have the light arrows, that boss is much less of a threat. Instead of using the light up to our advantage, like we're doing right now, he could just shoot a light arrow at the enemy. But I believe he forgot he has them. So placing bombs, make sure to kill the most of those little ghosts as he can. And that's it for Jahala. So that means Woofer is getting his second piece of the Triforce for the day. Meanwhile, Mad Girl inside of Diamond Step Island, trying to get another kind of skip into it, more classic skip, which is almost the same as the one we saw before. But instead of backflipping and using the leaf to get onto the warp pot, she used a bomb to open it and just grab the ledge. And she gets her Maggie's ladder. And Woofer now warping to a forest haven. I do believe he might be going to Cabana or Ice Wing, one of the two. Or maybe Angular. There's a lot of possibilities right now. And he's going to Ice Ring. Meanwhile, Matt Girl is done with Diamond Step. And she's going back to Windfall. Yes, currently the hammer is one of the few items we're still looking for, because the hammer opens up most of Forskin Fortress. And now we're just gonna ignore the gust of wind and grapple straight to the chest. And now I do believe Woofer is heading straight to Angular Island. Yes, we're going to Angular Island, and it's gonna be time to defy the gravity with a little block puzzle. See that block? That's under all those other heavy blocks. We can pull on it. No, it doesn't pull blocks. It just pulls one. That's how gravity works, guys. And Woofer gets the Wind God's Aria from it, which was another item I do believe he doesn't need, but could be useful. It can open a chest in the Wind Temple. I mean, at least it's more useful than the bag. That's a lot of uses for that. Yes, I just look, and Wind God's Aria only opens up one chest in Wind Temple. It's the big key chest. Meanwhile, Matt Girl just leaving the sassy postman scene and going straight to see the sassy postman again. Woofer going through a fire mountain, which is a timed island. I do remember when I was younger when I thought that timer was a bit unfair and too short. Now I can see I was mistaken and really bad at the game as a kid. Who needs 5 minutes? I'll do it in one. And Woofer gets the Skull Hammer, which opens up everything in Forsaken Fortress, as well as Wind Temple, which you couldn't access without it. You know, Mac, you're getting your light arrows. And Woofer warps to Modern Child, huh? Do you have a feeling that's a misclick? Or is it? Oh no, I do believe he's getting something out of this island. And it's gonna be storage. I mean, it's a well-known fact. Those chests are used to do storage with them. To store items. And he's getting storage again. So right now it's double storage time. And he clips right through the island. Now he does backflips on it. I was back in the water, getting speed. If you guys have epilepsy, it will be the time to not look at the screen right now. Yep, we're there. Yep, he's doing the thing. And that's how you swim to Forsaken Fortress in style. That's the second time you swam there today. And used 2 different places to do it. It's almost like he's just showing off. And that's another way to get to get a super swim with storage. Wow. Gotta say, he's showing us a lot of things today. And still with storage, he's now rolling out the walls for Forsaken Fortress. Since he's pretty much in go mode, he doesn't need to do the rooms in the dungeon. He doesn't need the chests, so we can go straight to the boss. So I hope you guys didn't think we had enough storage yet, because there's a well-known storage trick that's coming up right as we're gonna plan that thing. Because Honor King, just before getting into the fight with Honor King, you can get storage, and with storage you can move during cutscenes. So it's just gonna use that to get down into the room and force Emerald King to follow him down. Yeah, he's doing the thing. Got it really fast, and now he's double backflipping into the place. So we can jump straight onto a jail cell down there. And on that jail cell is gonna be right at the right height to deal with Honor King really fast. Meanwhile, Girl heading straight to the hammer right now. And now that Girl has the hammer, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna go straight back to 4-second fortress? Or is she gonna go elsewhere? And yeah, I told you guys, the fight isn't very long when you do that thing. Wooferzfg is already done with the Elmer King, and he's gonna get the 7th Trifer shard. He's only one shard away from going to Hyrule at 121.27. And yeah, as I said, the only thing he needs to do in Wind Temple is to beat the boss. He only needs the Trifer shard. He's all ready to fight Ganon. Otherwise, and he's warping to Windfall. So that's another little time save here, but you can... The iron boots seem to weight less when you just jump from the side. Walking is hard, but jumping, no problem. Meanwhile, my girl just entered Earth Temple, and she's obliterating moblins with light arrows. The first chest in the dungeon had an earth container. So right now in this dungeon, the only thing Woofer is really truly seeking is Big Boss Key. He has every item in need, except that last Trifer shard. And another piece of art for Woofer. Now Mad Girl is using the warp pod between dungeons that I mentioned earlier. There's a few warp pods that have been added to the randomizer, so you can warp between dungeons. You can warp between Forsaken Fortress, Art Temple, and Wind Temple, and there's another set that lets you warp between Bringaroo's Cavern, Forbidden Woods, and the Tower of the Gods. It's a convenience tweak that has been added to the game. And Woofer using Gazar effort, it's only use, and it's getting that room and get the big key. Well, in the vanilla game, it's the big key, but we don't know what's gonna be. Is it gonna be a vanilla big key? It's Randomizer very well could be. And it's vanilla big key. Called it right before that. That's another strat in that temple. If you don't really like flying all the way, you can just backflip onto those things and voila, you're up in the air again. And that just has the compass. Now Woofer is safe warping straight back out. And he's opening that first warp bot. Because if you guys were wondering why he shot a random fire arrow that direction, and well, that's for this. That random arrow opened up that second warp bot, so you could use the first one to warp straight back there, skipping a good bit of the dungeon. So right now I do believe it's a race to the boss room. That's the only place he really wants to go. Oh. That's the beauty of having light arrows early. If an enemy annoys you, you can just phase him out of existence. And that chest had that treasure chart, which is basically useless in that rule set. It's a nice piece of paper though. And you got that Wind Temple small key. So right now, I do believe we're gonna start to see some flipping, because the big key and a small key is literally all you need to get to the boss in that temple. And we're now seeing through walls. Because in Wind Waker, walls are suggestions. Right now, Woofer completely ignoring the enemies because he doesn't need them. He's just heading for the boss. In this room, the enemies only make an extra chest spawn, but is needed because he has everything he needs to defeat Ganon. Meanwhile, Matt Girl getting to Amarok King. So in this room, normally you're supposed to take Makar to the stone tablet at the end. But that's an old thing that has been found out in SD. Well, they left a big gap between the wall and the stone tablet, so we can sidle right through it. And now you can just roll to the door. It's also a thing on Wind Waker HD. That stone tablet isn't being fixed between the two. And it's now time for the Mulgara fight. Some of the best music in the game. Now we're first gonna try a little thing. Well, the box for the tongue of Mulgara doesn't disappear when he's in the air, so you can just hookshot that, and it's the same as doing it the regular way. A bit buggy at the end, but it does the job. Because this is a race, who has the time to wait? And that's it for Mulgara. Very quick Mulgara fight. He didn't let us enjoy the music too long. Oh, and that girl getting storage for Amarok King too. That's the last rifle shard wooferzfg needed. He can now go fight the evil lord Ganondorf. And Girl also getting a pretty clean Unrock King. That's gonna be our second try for short for the night. wooferzfg warping straight to Tower of the God. Because he's in go mode. It's time to go face off with Ganondorf. But in his way, there's gonna be Phantom Ganon and Puppet Ganon waiting for him. Now we're ready for the artist trick in the run. It's the bar skip skip. He's gonna skipping the bar skip because he has the Master Sword. It's beautiful. On the barrel was just glass. Pretty dangerous for your eyes. I do recommend some eye protection. Yeah, when you're Ganondorf and you wear the glass breaking, you know something is gonna happen. Something bad is gonna happen to you. And that's something bad right now is wooferzfg. He's heading there, rolling straight into his lair. And he's gonna ruin his day. So here's another convenience tweak we have in the randomizer. We are skipping the boss rematches. Even if I have to say there's two bosses in those rematches we're gonna see tonight. It's a shame, but better luck next seed. You don't need to open doors when you can just settle in the loading zone. Since we have the light arrows, it's already over. Phantom Ganon was already dead. And now we take his weapon, and it's the final knock to our knock knock. Link is in. You know, I'm that girl in her temple right now. wooferzfg missing a few shots, but nothing major. And it's now time for Puppet Ganon. And the first shot well made. And he gets the second shot too. This is the third. That's the annoying thing about that fight. The hitbox for the rope is almost as big as the hitbox for the ball. But still, Woofer just breezes through it. And it's down. Now time for phase 2. Because no bosses in the Zelda story can have only one phase. If we're getting lucky and getting 2 magical fills. Not that he needs them since he has Gamma Suit. And down goes the Spider Pig. It's now time for the Snake Pig. The first shot is down. If we're walking with a bomb straight into him to stop him. And it's the second shot. It has been made. And he stops him another time. And that's the end for Puppet Ganon. Now we only have Ganondorf left. All that and good lot of climbing. There's a very long rope coming up. Yeah, Trolldom is over, but it wasn't very trolly tonight. Walked straight into Woofer a few times, and that's all he needed. Oh, do you guys like climbing? Because we have a lot of it. The first climb is over. Now it's time for some more climbing. Honestly, Ganondorf didn't design this tower to be very efficient. Like, where are the stairs? It's a tower. How does he even get up here? Is there a service of it? Is there an elevator somewhere? Did we miss that? And it's time for phase 1 of Ganon. You can notice Woofer drank some soup before going in, so he could hit twice as hard, making the fight even faster. It's soup time again. And it's time for phase 3. Phase 3 is the magnificent plan. Zelda of shooting arrows at you. Now it's time to decorate him. And Woofer ends the run with a time of 1 hour, 45 minutes and 22 seconds. You can send your GGs into the room. It's one heck of a time indeed. We still have a bit of time, so we're gonna keep watching. We might even get Woofer in LO interview. We're gonna talk about this feeling about race, how I felt about the seed, maybe. But for the time being, we're gonna watch Matt Girl continuing her run. Yes, wooferzfg is the winner of the last Wind Waker Random tournament. It's not very uncommon for him to get times below the 2 hours mark. But it's still nice for him to have such a good time tonight. Switching to Matt Girl's audio, right in time to get some nice ARP going.
Hello.
Hello, Matt Girl.
Why can I not hear you? Hold on.
It's a good question. Woofer might have won the race, but he lost the race to get into the interview. Matt Girl got there first.
Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, I was saying Woofer might have won the race, but you won the race to the interview. That's something.
Well, I mean, I kind of have all times access to this channel, so.
It's the invite ad skip. It's a skip. It's okay. So
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the seed we just had?
Ugh.
That's one way to say it.
Oh, okay. First of all, where was Wind God Saria, and did we ever find the boomerang?
Boomerang was in Needle Rock Island, and I do believe when Gazaria was in Angular.
Oh, great. One time I decided to skip the freaking overworld.
Hey, it happens.
Of course.
So, are we gonna get Woofer in the interview too? I wonder. Because I gotta say, it was entertaining to watch. He did a lot of things that I didn't think were possible.
Oh, like what?
He kind of did Dragon Roost Island, Dragon Roost Cavern in reverse.
Oh, yeah. Woofer would do something like that.
Yeah, it was a woofer thing. I mean, it made Scary Olive in the chat just saying, "What the fuck."
Oh, boy.
I also had to explain how small keys aren't used if you take the door in reverse.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna just send Woofer a message, see if he wants to get in.
Alright.
And I send him.
If you click the done on the page, it should send him an invite immediately.
And sadly, no, our winner for tonight doesn't have the time. He has to go right now.
Oh, rip.
That's sad. I wanted him to explain to me a lot of things, but it's okay. I'll just rewatch the VOD and wonder.
Well, I mean, there's always the community you can ask too.
Yeah, that's a thing. Don't forget that we have a Discord for the tournament, and there's also a Discord for Wind Waker Randomizer in general, where you can ask players that are much more experienced than you about all the cool tricks you're seeing in that kind of race.
Yeah, well, I think I'll hop on out of here if there's no questions.
And chat, do we have a few questions for Matt Girl that is right now with us, or I gotta
I
say,
can
uh,
go on.
I gotta say, Matt Girl, I was happy to see the seagull a bit. We don't see it much.
I cannot get that grappling hook clip to save my life.
It's not the hardest one, no, honestly. Like you just don't touch the stick.
Yeah, but it just doesn't work for me for some reason.
That's really weird because, like I said, it's one of the few clips I can get in this game. But I guess that not touching the joystick is something that's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I can try it next time. But, ugh.
There's always a next time. I mean, this is just the beginning of the wonderful tournament.
Yep, this was just my first match, so.
Yep, you still have at least 3 matches, I believe.
I sincerely doubt I'll have more than 3.
Hey, 3 matches is 3 matches. It's not much, but it's something.
Yep. Alright. Well, I'm gonna hop on out of here. Have a great
Well,
night, everybody.
good night, everyone. This will be the end of the stream because I do not believe we have more questions. Good night to everyone, and don't forget to check out the schedule because there's more Wind Waker Randomizer races coming in the near future because we have a big tournament. I do believe there's one that's already set for Wednesday at 2 p.m. EST. I don't know on which channel it's going to be restreamed, but it should be. Have a good night and see you later.